what's up everyone? Raging Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. And unless you've been living under a rock, you should be fully aware of the dumpster fire known as Soy Wars, the Ruse of Soywoker. And I know I probably turned a lot of first-timers to my channel away by saying that, but it's true. So stick with me and I'll explain why. The first big hit, and this was the most unexpected one, was the fact that the critical response to this movie has been so negative. Even the critics are ranking it low. At the time I'm recording this, the Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie is 58%. From the paid shills, the shill media is giving it a 58%. To give you guys an indication of what's going on here, these critics are in a position that they have to choose between continuing to get special treatment from Disney. You guys know how access journalism works, right? We're going to give you this special shit, but you got to keep saying good things about us because as soon as the good things stop, you're not going to get shit anymore. So they got to choose between that or salvaging what's left of their reputations with their audiences. And I think they're starting to realize at this point they may not be able to survive without their audiences. It's almost as if people like me have been saying this for years and nobody took it seriously. Well, I guess some people have to learn the hard way, right? But this is the biggest surprise specifically because of what I just said, the whole access journalism thing. And this is how it works in pretty much every industry I've found out. Because I mentioned this story before, but I actually was at an anime convention, and I went to a fan panel by a couple of guys who ran their own video game review site, and I can't remember what the site is at this, just off the top of my head. I don't even know if they're still around, but they were big enough to be getting free games from Activision, review copies from Activision. And they lost all of that when they gave a Call of Duty game a 2 out of 10 because the guy said, well, the game itself is not bad, but it's just a fucking carbon copy of the previous Call of Duty game. And the only reason it's not getting a 1 out of 10 is because they fixed a couple of annoying bugs. So they gave it a 2 out of 10. And after that, Activision never talked to them again. They were blacklisted. Not only did they not get any content again after that, but Activision ignored all their calls, their emails, weren't talking to them. So the nice, fancy, free shit only keeps flowing as long as you say good things about it. And it's the same thing with Disney. These so-called reporters, these paid shills, go to Disney parks, for example, like that's part of their rewards. Like, if you put out our park, if you tweet and Instagram whatever our park out, you could come here for free. You get your early media access, right? And Clownfish TV went into this. As they point out, when they used to do Disney parks, when they got some special media access, they had Disney employees stuck to them like glue, telling them, you're going to Instagram this, you're going to use these hashtags, and we're going to watch you to make sure you do as we're telling you to. So basically, they were corporate mouthpieces. They were just doing what the mouse told them to do, and if they broke from the script in any way, they lost their access. And that's what happened to Clownfish TV. Instead of being shills, they chose to be honest, and now they don't have access to Disney anymore. And this is the same position that these shills that are now actually coming out against the new Star Wars movie, they're putting themselves in that position too. They stand to lose all of their Disney access. And I think they're finally starting to realize there's not going to be any defending their reputation if they say good things about this movie, because people are going to see it and they're not going to be happy. And the next little bit of information I need to point out is Disney itself are a bunch of morons. Look at what they're doing. So Bob Iger did an interview that I saw it in the Wall Street Journal, but I don't know for sure who the interview was with. I'm going to have a link. Where he said that the new Star Wars movies, or all Star Wars going forward, since this is the conclusion of the Skywalker saga, all the future Star Wars movies are going to be made for more general audiences, for normies basically. And he said, and I quote, "Unbound by decades of Star Wars memories." Direct quote from Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney. There's a lot of problems with this. The main one is actually, I have to ask Disney a question. What did you pay for when you bought Star Wars? What did you spend billions of dollars on when you bought it? Why is the Star Wars intellectual property worth billions of dollars? I'll answer that question right now. The Star Wars IP is worth billions because of the built-in fan base and audience it has. That's what makes it valuable. If Star Wars had no name brand recognition, no audience, no fans, it would have been worth nothing. I mean, maybe if somebody saw potential in it, they would have bought it for a couple $100. I don't know. But Disney specifically paid billions to get this fan base that they are now discarding. If they really want to make the new Star Wars movies be unbound or unburdened by decades of Star Wars memories, you may as well have just made your own from the start. Just make your own science fantasy show. Why did you spend billions to buy Star Wars? And this is especially funny because at this point, all they've done is antagonized people. Not only did they throw away billions of dollars, but they did it just to spite the fans. That could be the only explanation right here. They did it just to spite us. If they were going to make something that's not for us anyway, they would have been better off making their own. But no. They bought the thing we liked so they could kill it in front of our eyes just to spite us. What else could it be at this point? Disney's allegedly a smart company. They'd put more thought into their acquisitions, right? So, yeah, that has to be what they did. They did this to spite us. Or, you know what? Maybe there's another reason. Maybe they did what I've ranted about before. And they assumed that the fans are just blind idiot fanboys that'll buy anything with a Star Wars logo stamped on it. I've ranted about this before, how companies, this is one of the reasons companies collapse, is they feel they don't need to appeal to their core fan base because, these idiot fanboys will buy anything we put out anyway. We could rape their mother in front of them and they'd still support us. They're that stupid. And then they learn the hard way that, no, that's not the case. I mean, unfortunately, there are a few that are that stupid, but as time goes by, even they see the error of their ways. So they leave. And I know damn well that they're going to try to blame us, the toxic fans, for this failure, as if we somehow have a responsibility to financially support shit we don't even like. Why would they even blame us unless they legitimately thought so low of us that they assumed we'd just buy their shit just because it has a Star Wars stamp on it, huh? Why? It just makes no sense. But you know what makes sense, though? If you want us to support you, it's pretty easy. You know what you got to do? Just give us a good movie we want to see. That's it. If you want our support, if you want us to turn out and give you money, go to the theaters to see your movies, you better be making the shit we want to watch. You can't put out woke garbage and then tell us, oh, this is what you're gonna watch. Doesn't work that way, man. It's not that simple. If you can't give us what we want, it's your fault the franchise failed, not ours. And now they've completely given up. The next ones will be unburdened by decades of Star Wars memories. Yeah, okay. So, translation, we bought the Star Wars franchise just to destroy it in front of its fans to spite them, and now we're going to make something completely different that has nothing to do with them. Just wasted money. We paid billions for this fan base and just discarded them. Current year Disney, man. And finally, the people I feel most sorry for in this entire situation are actually the actors in these Star Wars movies. Put yourself in their position. I mean, just rewind the clock. This is before Force Awakens would even come out, right? All we know is there's gonna be more Star Wars. Everybody loves Star Wars. Star Wars is still a license to print money. Disney hasn't ruined it yet, right? And imagine you're one of these actors or actresses, and you audition for that job. And you get selected to be one of the leads in Star Wars. And you're just like ecstatic, like, oh my God, I'm such a fan of Star Wars. I can't believe I'm going to be a part of this. Oh my God, I'm going to be on the same level as fucking Mark Hamill and all them. It's going to be great. And then you get the script. And all of a sudden, you just, all the blood drains from your face because you know where this is going. These actors and actresses who were probably so fucking excited that they get to be a part of Star Wars. Star Wars is what gets to kick off their careers. Their whole life ahead of them, they're going to join the ranks of like Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford as Star Wars actors and Star Wars leads. And then they see the plan for Star Wars. We've gone from this excitement to pretty much all three of the leads in Disney Star Wars say they're done with Star Wars after this last movie. They're done. They're not coming back. Well, what if they offered you $3 million for a Disney Plus show? Nope, cashing in my chips. Yeah, that's the guy who played Poe. He said that. Yep. Even for $3 million, nope, not doing it. They're done. And instead of being remembered at the same level as Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher, these poor guys like John Boyega are going to be remembered as the poor suckers who played in Disney Star Wars, which destroyed the fucking franchise. They were supposed to be a part of a license to print money, one of the most popular, if not the most popular IPs of all time. They were going to be huge. And instead, they get to go down in history as being the leads in the trilogy that destroyed Star Wars. Regardless of these people's political opinions or their views about me in general, because I don't know how much of that is accurate and how much of it is Disney telling them what they're going to say on social media, but regardless of how they may feel about me, I truly feel sorry for everyone who was involved in these new Star Wars movies, these Disney Star Wars movies, in a non-creative capacity. The people who were just doing their jobs, who were so excited to be a part of Star Wars history. All that excitement gone once they realized that their part of Star Wars history is the part that destroyed the fucking franchise. And that's all I gotta say, guys. Thanks for listening. In case some of you aren't aware yet, we actually have launched the Blade Devil merch shop. Link in the description box. So if you've ever wanted to support the channel but actually wanted something physical in return, we got the shop for you now. Lots of good stuff up in here. So if you would like any of those, or just in general want to support the channel, want to support original content, original products, like Diversity in Comics always used to say, then this is probably the best way to do it. So check it out. We're going to be adding new items on a monthly basis, at least in the near future. So check back often, and independent projects like the ones we're working on are only possible thanks to you guys. So appreciate all of your support.